I mean, this is the power. This is what I'm talking about. This is why you need to get Hermes integrated with your infrastructure. So this is a quick little prototype that I just put together. Basically, what I've been doing is in the morning, I go on Reddit, Twitter, LinkedIn. I start posting. I look up replies, comments, threads, all that good stuff. Just want to get vision on Build with Pixel. And so I basically was thinking, I was like, I need to be able to see everything going on Reddit, everything. But I want to have a lot of, I want to be able to get those threads quicker. I don't want to have to search for them. So I was like, well, this would be perfect for Hermes. So I essentially set out and basically told Hermes to build me this dashboard where it will propagate related threads, replies, comments, what they are, and then links. So then I can open this link and then it brings me to it. And then I can reply, comment, do whatever I need, which is perfect. And then I can set, hey, this is good fit, not a fit, need a reply, replied. I can set all this stuff so that it knows what I've done. So I can go through it. And I just set this up. I just asked for this like a couple hours ago, and it set me up an NAN workflow, and then created the dashboard because all my infrastructure is hooked up. So this is the power. And so then now I can get this scrape daily, go through it in a morning, do all my replies, start getting my name out there, and then move on with my next task. I don't have to spend that time searching for everything. And this is all, the power of having the infrastructure with Hermes, my website, database, GitHub, all of that good stuff. The point is that you essentially you want to get ahead and use an agent. Now, I wouldn't recommend putting this on your local box where you do all your work. I wouldn't do that. You don't want to have access to all that stuff out of from the get go without proper guardrails and all that. I like to do it on a VPS machine, um, but you need to figure out what is best suited for you and then go through the steps. You know, set up Hermes, set up your model, uh, set up what you want the soul file to be. What do you want the agent to be? How do you want it to help you? What do you want it to build? Like, what makes up, like, think of the soul as you, like, what makes up you? Like, and you need to use that for your agent. What makes up that entity, that agent, the persona, and get it going. And then start thinking, okay, well, what are we building? What's my main goal? What are we striving for? And then go through that process of talking with Hermes and understand, okay, well, what can we build? How do we get there? What's the game plan? This is the infrastructure I have. What do I need to propel this forward? And it will come back and it will give you suggestions on how you should build. And then you can cross check with other models. You can do your own sort of verification on if that's proper and then move forward from there. And then you slowly build. And then you start to think it'd be like while you're using it, like I run into situations where I'm like, oh, it'd be nice if he did this. And so then I talk to Atlas about that. I say, "Hey, like we're running into this all the time. What can we do to make this better?" And then have it write me a game plan. And I'm like, "Okay, that sounds great. Let's move forward." And then that's how you build and you create momentum. And so, before Build with Pixel, I actually, you know, built PXLWorld with OpenClaw. And OpenClaw was great. Like it did a lot of great stuff, but I was like, okay, what do I need to fully understand and truly know how to set up infrastructure from scratch, and I want to document it so that users know how to do it too, how to do it properly, be secure, protected, all that good stuff. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'll make Build with Pixel and I'll do it from the get go, from building the or buying the domain to making it production ready. And so that's what got me started on doing this. And so I started documenting, and that's what my agent was. So when I got to the point of building Hermes, I was like, its soul, its persona is it's, my partner, but also it knows the infrastructure in and out. It's an agent that knows how to build infrastructure and documents it and builds products along the way, but that's its persona. It knows how to build an agent from scratch. And I documented everything from the get go, transcribed videos, all of that good stuff. So that was my goal for my agent. And so when I went through that whole series, we built all of this. And it turned out amazing, and it created NAN workflows. Like, I have everything hooked up, super base. And the point is that you want to have an agent, whether it's, Claude Code, Codex, or OpenClaw, or whatever. You want it tied to your infrastructure, and you want it to be able to um, be connected, so it can build on the fly, and then it can learn from your system and build anything for you quicker. So, like, within here, whenever I was setting up my products, I essentially gave it a Stripe API key, and it set up all my product catalog, my prices, all that good stuff, so that I didn't even have to do it. Like, and then all I had to do was test it in staging, make sure it was working, and then when I went to main, when I put my whole site online, I then verified that it worked there with like $1 transaction, and then switched it to the proper amount afterwards, and then everything was good. But that's the power. If you were to do Stripe setup without agency and all that kind of stuff, it would take, I mean, it depends on your experience, but it would take quite a bit of time. And it took me like a half day with it hooked up. Now, whenever I have products, it knows that whole workflow since I documented it. It knows how to create the product, the price ID, all that good stuff, get it on my site so that when I have a new product, I can throw it up there and boom, it'd be live. And that's the power of it. And it's same with NAN workflows. So, like, right now, I'm building sort of this like Reddit listening product to where I want to hear what people are saying on Reddit about AI infrastructure, all of that kind of stuff, and I want to be able to see the links back to them. It draft me sort of a reply. I assess the reply, and then I can go to the links, and I can, if I like my agent's reply, I'll use it. If I want to augment it, I can augment it and post it. But I don't want it to be done automatically. I want it to give me where this stuff is so that I can find it, and then I can help people and help them with their problems and all that good stuff. So the big thing, with all of this and AI agents and all that good stuff is to really just start learning. Get in there, run into problems. You got to like, that's the big thing, is you're going to run into problems. You're going to hit your head. You're going to bang your head against a wall, but you got to get through it. And this will amplify that, and it'll go quicker and quicker. Um so yeah, if you haven't checked it out, check out the ultimate guide is amazing. We go through the whole infrastructure, everything from scratch, and you build along the way. But it's crucial to start now, and it's you'll be so far ahead of the game by learning and going forward. All right, so I sort of want to show this Reddit MVP little mini app that I put together for myself. And essentially, it scrapes Reddit, looks for anything pertinent to AI, automation, infrastructure. And then what it'll do is it'll put together the link, what the full body of the message was, um, a possible reply draft, and then if this was actually a good fit or if I can ignore it or whatever for future ones. So it's really great because then I can look at this in the morning, go to different parts and just put in my comments and my thoughts for, let's say an hour or so. I'll have like, 25, 50 of these. And then throughout the day I can do it. And essentially it eases me having to actually search all of this, and then I can find good threads, and then people can actually see who I am. Um, Really cool tool. Built it in less than a day with this infrastructure. Hermes put it all together. It's tied to my domain. Um, that's the power. It's the power. So you got to get on it. You got to start using. If you haven't, check out the ultimate guide. This goes over from buying a domain to putting your site online and tying all the infrastructure together for your agent. Super powerful, super helpful. It's a long video, like you're going to learn a lot, but it's great. Check it out.